everybody, and Jummington back again with another exciting episode of Jumcraft. Here we are at the chicken farm again. Made some updates to it, but most importantly, I'm here to clear the air a little bit. Talking to some people about the episode and some of the comments I got. People seem a little bit confused about my crusher cooker device. I heard a lot of people referring to it as the chicken torture device, and I take some offense to that. Because, you know, this is not a torture device. This is torture. As big as being perpetually hit with an infinite amount of harming potions and healing potions. So it's constantly being damaged and healed back up to full health, only to be damaged again. Now that's torture. And this poor villager is being forced to ride this minecart for all eternity while watching his children imperiled by zombies. That's torture. What? I don't really know what this is. Let's just... What the hell is this? All right, those are torture devices. This is you know, an efficient slaughterhouse. Basically, it's a murder device. You know, there's a difference. You know, in this, I murder the chickens. They never survive. Sometimes torture victims survive. But you know, not here. God, I love all that smoke rising out of there. On to the Skelefarm. Made some improvements here. Did some work. Put a new bridge in because I no longer had the waterfall to drop down. Also means I don't have any convenient way to get back out of that place, the ravine down there, should I fall in. I think I saw, yeah, there's a grass block down there now, and that may start spreading. I think it's a little too far away to start spreading to the rest of that dirt. I mean, it's a very small patch of dirt. Saves me the trouble, though. It's probably put down there, but, well, of course it was put down there by an Enderman. It's not like a skeleton is out there moving dirt blocks. Yeah, so I plan on putting grass down there, making a nice little, you know, tree-filled pool area. That's a later project. So yeah, clean this up a little bit more. Gotta go back and flush that in. You know, make that look nice and pretty up there. I'm thinking that, you know, stairs with an upside down stairs, give a little texture to it. I think it looks nice. I'm gonna go for that. Have a proper entryway now, and this will carry back up to the storage depot. I'm not going to go up there right now. It's pretty boring. It's just a long flight of stairs and a tunnel over. We're probably pretty close to being... Let's see, does this go up and then that way? And yeah, so the storage depot is like up that away somewhere. Put some lights in, just your basic glowstone, concealed beneath this hatch, trapdoor. Trapdoor is just to cover it over, and it's placed one space down to control the lighting, so that I have a light level of 8 all along here, but just 8, so that no light level above 7 enters into the spawning area. That's very important, because if your light gets above 7, skeletons won't spawn, and you're cutting down on your spawnable space. So you want to make sure if you build something like this and you want windows out front, you know, go in there and check your lighting and make sure it's low enough. I have a little graph drawn out that I did ages ago that just makes it easy for me to see, to visualize in my head where the lighting is. So that works pretty well. If you hit F3, this is another feature that's pretty nice. You can see there's BL. It's you know, second to last line on the left there. BL8, that's a brightness level, and that's your head level. It's important to keep that in mind. That is your head level, and light goes, you know, down 1 every block it moves over. So from a torch is 14, this would be 13, 12, and so on, if it was the only light source. So important to keep that in check, and that's what we're going to work on first, is the lighting in there, control system for that. Also to control that, I had to put a little stair block over that redstone lamp in there to keep light from bleeding over because it was raising it just a little too much. I also have these little stairways going down. They don't go anywhere right now, but they will go to a storage area for bones and arrows, because I will soon be swimming in them from all the skeletons I will kill. And this is probably how storage is going to pan out for me from now on. I'm going to have several smaller caches of items, because you know, it's just more convenient to just dump them here rather than to take them all the way back up there, and saves the space. So things will eventually get more split up like that, but I haven't cut into it now. I didn't want to go too far. Having these trap doors here I think it, draws it together a little bit more, but it also lets you walk back and forth over them as long as you don't stop on it. Because if you stop, then you drop down into it. I could close them, but then every time I wanted to walk down, I'd have to go through that, and it's just kind of irritating. I think it looks all right, open like that. Lets you glide up and down effortlessly. But that will come at a later date. For now, though, we're going to work on the lighting. This will be something pretty quick. We're going to build a pistonless T flip-flop. And I like T flip-flops because it lets me use a button, which I've concealed back here, as a lever. And since the repeater lock function was added, where, if you're not familiar, you power a repeater from the side with another repeater, and it locks it in its state. So if the repeater is on when it gets powered, it locks on until this repeater turns off. And so there's a couple different designs I've seen. There's a really compact one. I didn't like it for some of these projects because there was a bit of a delay to it, and it looked like it only worked with a stone button, I believe. This one, I got the design from a video by Klepsauce, and it worked pretty effectively. I thought it was pretty good. So we're just going to build that here, and it goes like so. Got a redstone torch there, put dust there, and this is your input here. So we're just going to line that up right now, and that's coming from this torch, which is powered by this torch, which will power on and off by that button. And that can be any button, stone or wood. I just chose a stone button because it contrasts the wood a little bit better. Then we have a repeater facing out, set to 3 ticks. And then repeater facing in. Those 3 repeaters, all 1 tick. I'll put a block right there. And then you just run this redstone dust like that. And I've already placed the dust here, so this will power in the signal. A little bit goofy right here. If I move this over 1, we wouldn't have this, but it works out the same. Dust comes in, so it just looks kind of, I don't know. I never like having those, because every time I see that, it's like, oh, there's got to be a better way to run signal than just this blob of dust here, but it works fine. So that is on right now. Go ahead and get rid of you. Just get rid of all that. Hit this button, and there we go. Lights are off, skeletons are spawning. Hit it again, lights are back on. Pretty nice circuit. I really like it. Let's put a sign on this so I remember where I got this from. I'd like to remember. And that way, if I'm ever looking at this again, I can remember this is the guy. So if I need to steal more of his stuff, I know where to look. Let's go ahead and seal this back up. We're just gonna put some dirt here for right now and seal this back up. And let's close this up here so it is more in line with the other one. Hello! Hi! Get some of my birch wood. People like to call it the zebra wood. And, I do too. It looks like a zebra. I'm using it here because, it's black and white like a skeleton. And, I think it's okay. I think that is okay. Go ahead and put that there, that there, that there. Looking nice. Looking nice. And so you've got the little button here, kind of concealed. We can cover that up. Let's get a proper piece of wood here. Spruce wood. I cannot help myself from calling this chocolate wood because it just looks chocolatey and delicious. Let's give it a test. Lights off. Lights on. It's not too hard to reach. A little bit out of the way. But that's good. But you can see, with the design like this, there really wasn't another place for me to set the button. And having that stairway open there lines up with this. So I like it. I don't know if I like this closed in all the way with the glass. Yeah, I think it's pretty decent. And yes, I did enchant a pork chop. It's my mighty chop. Chops through dirt, chops through trees. It is the best tool I've ever made. You know my view on shovels. And now I don't have to worry about that view anymore. Because I got the mighty chop. I'll never have to worry about a shovel again until they fix it and make this efficiency 4 pork chop no longer saw through materials. I also, I'm getting ahead of myself here, thought it would be cool to put in a like a waterfall here. So I set one up. And let's go ahead and dig that that all out. And take a look at it from the other side. Yeah, it does impede my travel through it. I can go around the side. You can jump through it too. I like it. I got some jack-o'-lanterns up there to give kind of a glow rolling out of it. I don't know. What you think? I enjoy it. I really wanted to have a waterfall there. It's closed off right now because I still want to do some more sculpting down in this area here. And when that's done, I'll have the water sluiced down over it. I like it, you know. I like it. I don't know if this makes it too busy, if there's too much going on here now. I'm cramming too much into one design. I don't know. I tend to compact things together instead of spreading them out. And then, so my builds don't end up being very massive usually. But I like that. It's a nice little touch. There's some water dripping down. Yep, from that block. I'm going to swim up there. Let's get this. We don't need all of this extraness here. Do we? Don't think we do. Looks nice, and that way I don't have water dripping down on me. I like that water, that foods drip through. I just don't like having it in a permanent design. Unless I'm building some kind of sewers or boiler room. Alright, so let's clear some space here. Make way for the main circuit. Clear out some of this. I'm going to be dealing with some lava, so I'm probably going to take care of that wood at some point. Let's just clear this out here. And we're going to need to make some dispensers. And the beauty of this is I got these bows from the skeletons that I killed from that spawner. And so I am using their own weapons against them, although I really don't understand how a bow is going to shoot water or lava. I'm not quite sure how the physics of that work. I imagine it would be very difficult to pull off. But there we go. We got some dispensers. We're going to go ahead and drop those in. Now, if there's one thing I know about skeletons, it's that if you really want to put a bee in their bonnet, you got to dunk them in molten hot lava. We'll just stick a furnace right here just for looks, just to tie it all together. And so what we're going to do is we're going to drop the skeletons down here, and then we're going to have a dispenser shoot some lava straight into their bony behinds. And then we're going to let them burn for a little bit, and then we're going to splash them down with some water just to wake them up long enough for us to punch the life out of them. And if we get the timing just right, that'll bring them down to a one-hit kill, which is, that's what we want. It's a little bit more efficient than dropping them. Suffocation works pretty well, but it just takes too long. And I'm thinking this will be a little bit quicker than that. So hopefully that works, because, man, I hate some skeletons. I want their bones, I want their arrows, I want all that experience from swallowing their souls. And let's just close this in here, get a sense of where we're going to put the controls here. We can't have a button right on the dispenser. I mean, we can put it right on the dispenser, but that's not what we want. We need some more sophisticated controls here. So I'm just going to drop some blocks down here just to fill the space in. This is just temporary. This isn't what it's going to look like when it's done. Okay, this is looking good. Getting a feel for it, getting a feel where we're going to have to be. I'm going to have to put a half slab right here. And that'll keep the lava and water from flowing out. And it'll still give us access to punch the skeletons' bony faces in, and chop their legs off, and beat them with their own bones, which is going to be great. Okay, so we got a dispenser. Trying to think here. I'm also going to need a block up top there. And that's going to keep them from jumping out of the lava. So we're going to use a sticky piston for that. Oop. It's important to throw your buttons on the ground before you build anything. It just kind of shakes the bugs out, you know. It's an undocumented feature of the game. Look it up. You won't find it. It's not documented. It didn't just make it up. So let's dig some space out and get to work. Okay, we got the first part of the circuit complete here. It's the falling edge detector, same as the crusher cooker lava portion. And we're just going to fire that up. Yep, okay, so what that'll do is it'll spit lava out, and then after a bit of a delay, it'll pull it back in. And it's the same design, same repeater lock design. And so what we're going to do is dig some space out here for the water portion, and it'll carry over from this block I'm standing on over into the water dispenser. So let's go ahead and dig some space out for that. Alright, just about clear here. Now we're just going to build the same basic falling edge detector circuit over here. Repeater going into the dispenser. And yeah, so the power will come from this block here. Get some redstone dust out. Power from that block through the dispenser into these dispensers, which will basically do the same operation with the water dispenser. Spit the water out, and then after a short delay, spit it back in, or suck it back in. Can't really spit it back in. We'd be spitting it back in, but that's not really how it works. I think we're going to need some kind of delay between when the lava goes in and the water goes in. Now, right now, there will be a 1-tick delay just from that dispenser, just from the repeater that feeds into the dispenser from this block here. And, you know, it'll keep the two liquids from mixing up or forming obsidian in there, which would suck. But I don't think it's going to be enough. So let's hop back out of here and let's check this out. And just thinking, okay, let's give this a test with nothing in there and see. Click. Yeah, that's pretty quick. That's a little too quick. We're going to need some more repeaters in there. Need to adjust that timing. I got a feeling that we're going to need to build something more elaborate to delay the water from soaking out. But let's play around with this and see. Yeah, I mean it'll keep them from mixing together, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take the skeletons down to one hit. So I'm going to play around with this for a little bit here. Let's see what I can come up with. All right, we've got 2 skeletons in the box now. I don't have the locking mechanism, but I want to test this out. And you can see him hopping around a bit. Let's see how 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to need that block to keep them locked in up there. Because you can see the skeletons hopped around a little bit and it caused the damage to become really inconsistent. But also this shows that the delay between when the lava goes back in and the water comes out just ain't going to cut it. Sorry. Okay. So, let me make some more stuff. Let's just make a lever right now. So we get the control system set in place. Let's go ahead and get this set up. I'm going to put this, no, here. Yep. Nope. Get this. Nope. Come on. Oh. Why can't I get this faced right? Oh, damn it. Come on. Yes. Jeez. I don't know why it was just so hard to get that piston faced the right way. Okay, I'll put this lever right here. Beautiful. And that'll keep the skeletons from hopping around inside, so make sure they get a consistent burn from that lava, because we don't want them to be unevenly cooked, because there's nothing worse than an unevenly cooked bone from a skeleton. That's how you get trigonosis, my friends. Don't mess with that. Let's put a piece of glass up there. That'll look nice. Alright, so this is going to take some playing around with the timing here for a bit, so let me play around with that, see what I can come up with, and I will come back. Okay, so we're back. Actually did a fair amount of work, forgot to start recording again. Basically all you missed was a lot of me beating my head against the wall and making a lot of stupid mistakes with the redstone, but this is what I've got at this point. Let's go ahead and fire this off. And lava and water. Nice delay. It took 5 repeaters set to 4 ticks, so it's a 20 tick delay between the lava being pulled back in and the water being spit out, and that seems to do the trick. We also have some more circuitry down below. We can get to it. It's kind of tricky walking in here. You gotta watch it when you're walking over repeaters if you only have a 2-block clearance, because they're kind of taller than a block, and sometimes you can get stuck inside the blocks. Doesn't always happen. I've actually been pulled into the floor by that. So let's go ahead and clear this out here. Make this a little bit safer in case I need to come back here. And I'm probably going to just leave this all exposed and open because I like the look of it. Let's reproduce that. Nope. Well, you know what I'm talking about. So then I come down here. I've got another pistonless T flip-flop from Klepsauce. And that is powering the dispenser to lock people in, to lock the skeletons into their burn chamber. And that works pretty well. Makes kind of a circuitous path, but goes up through these redstone torches to get the signal vertical, and that will power on and off the sticky piston right there, the locking mechanism. And I also have the signal feeding back through this weird line here into a redstone lamp, and that will be our indicator. So when the redstone lamp is on, that guy right there, it'll let us know that the piston is locked and it's ready to go. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. That's what it makes me think of, the traps from Ghostbusters. I don't know why. So let's bring some skeletons in this and check this out. I'm pretty pleased with the results. It's not all there yet. It's not all cleaned up, but it's working pretty much. So let's get these guys in here. I can hear them rattling their bones, playing the xylophone as they roll down the water tunnel to their inevitable doom. I could maybe put a little staircase in here to drop down. Used half slabs for a lot of this, and for the most part there's no real purpose to that. Half slabs have some interesting redstone properties, but I can talk about that later when I actually go to use them. It just kind of saves space, or it saves me on blocks. So we can lock them in. And see that I can't jump up out of the lava, so let's cook these guys up. Can you smell what I'm cooking? One. Nice, consistent one-hit kill. Very nice. I'll open that up and let the next stream of customers roll in. It's going to take a lot of cosmetic work in here to clean this all up. And you can see I had to take the blocks out underneath it. I was kind of prepared for that, because I need to be able to get underneath that half slab there to get at their stuff. Make sure I can collect it all. It's not too bad. The timing circuits, I really don't know how to do timing differently when I need a specific delay or longer delay. The only thing I know how to do is just line up repeaters. There's some different methods you can use for shorter delays, but for long delays, this is what works. Just a big string of repeaters. And it can look kind of ugly, and especially if you need a really long delay, it can get ridiculous, but it works. I'll keep looking at it, and just like the crusher cooker, I'll keep coming back to this and seeing what improvements I can make to make the system work a little bit better, make it cook me some bones more efficiently. Excuse me. Obviously, the system is not yet fully ideal because I don't have potions, and if I have potions, then I don't have to sit there and punch them all. But it's a hell of a lot better than what it was before, just beating them with my sharpened string razor wire. Well, anyway, let's load up some skeletons and let's see how this thing works. Alright, ran upstairs and got some to eat real quick. Came back to a nice, beautiful bounty of skeletons. Got some armored guys in there. We got a couple armored guys in there. See if we can get some armor. So let's go ahead and lock those guys in. Fire them up. Fire-grilled skeleton. Okay. And this is probably going to take a while, even at one-hit kill. Because of the way their hitboxes are, you can see really getting a high-speed beating on here. But let's speed this up a bit, shall we? Ah, the sweet smell of success. This calls for a celebration. Alright, let's get down to business of enchanting some items. I got this Power 2 Punch 1 Flame 1 bow. Got a couple Power 2 bows. Let's pick the good one. And that'll hopefully make sure we get a full repair out of this. Combine those together, smash them together with a hammer. I don't know how that works, but 23 levels, and that is the combination of repair and combining enchantments to get it to Power 3. So let's go ahead and make that and get a pretty nice bow out of the deal. I also have a Power 3 book down there, but I'm going to need more experience, I believe, to combine that in. Let's go ahead and spend these last 5 levels on an enchantment and just see what we get, because I haven't played around with this enough to see what the offsets are, what the ideal levels are. An efficiency 1. Not bad. Get another efficiency 1, I can combine that. Let's head back to the Skelefarm, rack up some more experience, and see if we can combine some more stuff. Alright, so we got the Power 3 Punch 1 Flame 1 bow. We got a Power 3 book. It's going to cost us 10 levels to combine that. And let's go ahead and rename it while we're in here. What's that going to cost? 17? Okay. Not too bad. So let's go ahead and rename that, and then we'll make sure that future enchantments are cheaper. We'll just call this the Power It's my power bow. And power 4, punch 1, flame 1. Very nice. Cheap to repair. To keep now. It wasn't cheap to get it. I've spent at least 40 levels. I know I spent more because I'm not including the cost of the Power 3 book, which I honestly don't recall. But, you know, it's less random than normal enchanting. At this point, it's cost me more than I could even enchant with the enchanting table. But, it's worth it. It takes some of the randomness out of it. It's not too bad with a bow, but if you're dealing with like diamond picks, that's a little bit more painful if you enchant like 7 diamond picks and get nothing but crap. But even those, you can combine enchantments to make them a little bit better. So it's not such a big deal. I am really a big fan of this. So let's go ahead and combine these two Efficiency 2 books. Now it only costs us 3 levels to make that an Efficiency 3 book. And you could rename it, but I don't think it would do anything for anything. So there we go. So let's see if I can put that Efficiency 3 on my Silk Touch pick. To rename it would cost 27. You know, I'm going to go ahead and see what it would cost me to repair it. I am so loath to use my diamonds. I really haven't had to use them much. And I've just been stockpiling them greedily. I can afford it, though. I'm rich now, so I've been doing a lot of mining. Alright, taking a diamond pick. Mash these up together. Just grind them in. 37. It would cost 37 levels to repair this. I couldn't even rename it because it becomes too expensive, and I certainly imagine I couldn't really combine any enchantments onto that. Now, I got that from a villager, and I could just go buy another one from him with some emeralds, so that's not so bad. But yeah, there is an upper limit to how much you can enchant and repair stuff and how much you can combine. And even that 37, that's higher than you can do with the enchanting table, but repair doesn't work with everything, so keep that in mind. Alright, as we wrap up the episode, let me give you a quick tour of the functional Skelefarm, fully functional, although it does definitely need some more aesthetic work. Work on that for the next time. I realize that, you know, in the editing floor, this is probably going to be kind of jumbled, but it's, you know, I need some more practice at redstoning episodes because it's real easy to fill a whole episode with just me fumbling around blindly with redstone while I try and remember a circuit that I wrote out on a, you know, bar napkin at some point. So I got this nice window here, and you can see skeletons rolling through. Let's go ahead and fire this on here. Hidden button. Power the lights off. Gotta get rid of... No, that's glass. I got some cleanup back in there. So got some skeletons rolling in here, and you can see them come up this way. I really like that. They seem to move through pretty effectively, pretty efficiently. Here he comes. Sliding up. Get my skeletal conveyor system. And you can easily see him making his way all through. And there we go. Put some item frames up here. I really like these item frames. And I was just reading something about the next snapshot making items, like dropped items, 3-dimensional, which I think will look pretty cool, and I believe that will apply to item frames as well. So next episode, that snapshot will probably be out, and I will have, it's probably out right now. I probably just haven't gotten it yet. But we'll see how that looks. But I really like these. I like little decorative stuff. There's the cooker button, there's the piston button. I wasn't sure what to put there, so I just put a piston in there to, you know, signify the lock off. And then we cook them up. Works very well. I'm really happy I was able to get this timing worked out. I was a little worried I wouldn't be able to work it out. I just put the anvil down here temporarily, I should say. Go ahead and open that back up. Nice indicator light for both. Indicator stays on to indicate that this is ready to go. I think I already mentioned that compared to Ghostbusters. I'll make that joke again. I'm using half slabs in here, and half slabs have an interesting feature to them that redstone can travel up the half slab, but it can't travel down. So it's kind of like a cheap diode. I'm not using that function anywhere in here because there wasn't anywhere where I was trying to avoid signal backtracking so much. Or at least not such that half slabs will be effective. But you got your basic you know, falling edge detector. I had to put a delay on it. This keeps the lava out for a little bit longer so that the lava does a little bit more damage to them before they are just left to set on fire. Now, you could probably, getting rid of this, you could probably just hit them with lava and work out a time to just let the fire burn them out. You don't need the water portion. It just makes it a little bit quicker if you hit them with more lava and then cool them off. Otherwise, you're just sitting there waiting for the fire to go out, and I've seen some inconsistent results with that, so your mileage may vary, but this works pretty well. So falling edge detector locks the repeater until the signal turns off, which causes the dispenser to fire twice, which on the second firing goes through the 20 tick delay and then does the same thing with the water dispenser. And then we've got the pistonless T flip-flop down there, which applies signal to the sticky piston, which locks them in, and also powers an indicator light to tell us that the sticky piston is locked in. I like it. I like it a lot. I think I'm probably going to stick with this stair motif in here, and I'll probably leave this all open back here. You can see it from the window from across the way. I don't think I'll carve any more of this out, though. I'll just carve that back a little bit, have this coming out of the mountain itself, so looks pretty decent. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with how this all worked out. So next time we're going to be digging down into this area to set up a storage area for all the bones and arrows. I get so many of them, and also talk about what those bones are good for, besides just, you know, whacking skeletons with. Very nice. Very happy with this. Alright, so last up, I just want to go over some of the things I have to do to prepare for the next episode. It involves a lot of sticky pistons, which meant I had to go hunt down some slimes. And I went online and used the slime finder, which is a really handy tool that for some reason would not work in Firefox, which forced me to open Internet Explorer, which is just a nightmare experience, I have to say. I despise that browser. This nice open area is actually somewhat dangerous to traverse. Is what I'm trying to say. Occasionally I come out here and there's some creepers waiting for me. This actually is like a weird back way that I found coming out of my mines. And the reason I found it is because I was digging in the mines and I heard cows. And it turns out I have hit upon a vein of cattle. It is a naturally occurring mineral in the game. It's very rare, so you probably haven't seen it because it is that rare. But occasionally we'll come across a vein of cows just encased in the rock. I used the silk touch pick, of course, to get these cows so that I didn't break them into their material, so I could keep them in their ore form. They're a lot more useful that way. And I planted some wheat down here so I can come down and, you know, if you process the wheat into the cow ore blocks, they will multiply and produce more cow ore. I don't know if that's a glitch that goes on with the cow ore, but it works for me, and it has enabled me to get a whole lot of leather, and of course delicious steak, which I am now living entirely off of. I discovered that this area down here, somewhere around in here, and I think this is the cow area is part of it, is actually a slime chunk. And it's not the slime chunk that I decided to build a little slime farm in. So occasionally I'd go in there and find slimes, and I may have to do something about that so it doesn't throw off my slime farm plans, which is for a later time. But here's the slime farm, and there's a slime. Happy little blood orb. I also used the Looting 1 book that I got on this basic iron sword just to try and speed things up with the leather and slime production. Here we go. And there's the slime. Yields are not fantastic. It took me a while to get all of the slime balls I needed. I needed 15 sticky pistons for the variable enchanting room, and it took a while to get that many slime balls. Now you can see that this one trip, I got a lot more. So I pretty much dug this all out. It's only about 2 high most of the time. This goes all the way up to the surface because I didn't look at the coordinates and realize that this cut into my mines. So I just went out on the surface and chopped down. When I went back and looked at the Slime Finder site, I actually discovered that this is two chunks right next to each other, two slime spawning chunks right next to each other, but there's actually like a ring of slime spawning chunks. There's 5 more chunks that are pretty much right by this that form like a little loop that are all slime spawning chunks. There's 2 individual ones and then a group of 3 in a line. So that gave me a crazy idea. Now initially I was just going to dig out those 2 slime chunks in there and build a large-scale slime farm, multi-tiered with the drowning trap, and use an item elevator to move slime balls to the surface. But now I've got a total of 7 slime chunks that are all in close proximity. So I'm wondering if I can't make a ginormous slime farm. You know, slime balls do have other uses beyond sticky pistons. You can also combine them with blaze powder. Oh God!